So also I figured I'd tell you a little bit how I transcribed this. The banjo vocal thing was pretty simple and boring. I mean, it's still hard for me because it was a new instrument, but I didn't do that much cool stuff with it. But the piano part, I had to, I got the piano part here. I got it for my music history class in college, and basically I had to compress all those notes down into something that could be played on 4 strings. Sometimes there'd be 4 notes in the right hand plus extra bass notes, so I had to make compromises. Was I going to leave out a note? Was I going to, sometimes I add things where it's going bum, bum, bum. I'm throwing the 5th note because I only have 4 strings, and I'm trying to make you hear all the notes. The sun just came out. Did you see that? And so I got stuff highlighted. Sometimes I wrote chord names over things with inversions, described all that stuff, the typical stuff. And yeah, just try to get things as close as possible. Did those arpeggios with terrible timing. This measure, this C minor measure, I actually left out. It's not in the recording you just saw. And that's it. And I have an album coming out that will be on iTunes and Amazon if all goes to plan. Should be out around the end of July 2010. That's this year, unless you're watching this in the future. So yeah, that's it for now. Subscribe, enjoy. Take it easy.